Alright guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new pair of true wireless earbuds from the company Nubia. Now, if you've never heard of the company before, you might be a little familiar with the cell phones that they've released, which is the RedMagic lineup. They're more gaming-oriented phones. They have a different look to them. And also, speaking of a different look, this company is also responsible for the Nubia smartwatch, which in my opinion is one of the most interesting smartwatches on the market. I actually use it myself, and it has the flexible display that kind of wraps around the band. So you have a display that you can see more real estate, you can see more of the screen. It just kind of has a futuristic look to it. I can see all my notifications. It works just like any other smartwatch, but it really grabs attention and it has a unique look. And so when I heard that they were releasing gaming true wireless earbuds, I was very curious about a couple of things. One, how much would it cost? Two, how futuristic and how different will they look compared to some of the other earbuds on the market? And how will they stack up against some of the other ones out there? So that brings me to the pair we're going to check out today, which are the RedMagic Cyberpods. Now, this is a gaming pair of true wireless earbuds. There's pretty much no way around not seeing that this is a gaming earbud. From the way that the earbuds look, from the way that the case looks, everything lights up. It just has this different look to it. So this is going to be one of those pairs that you're either going to love or hate the look of them. I personally like them. I like when a company tries something different. And I was really intrigued given the fact that the price of these are only $50. But we need to see how good these are, what you get inside the box, and see if it's actually worth the $50 price tag. So let's go ahead and start with the technology that's in here. Now, they do have Bluetooth 5.0. They also have AAC and SBC playback. And I noticed that I didn't have any kind of lag with watching movies or videos. And there is a slight lag when it comes to gaming, but it's not bad at all. Now, these do have a gaming mode that it switches into, and that cuts it down to like a 39 millisecond latency. But the big negative to that is that only works with the RedMagic phones or any other RedMagic device. So if you want to fully take advantage of that 39 millisecond gaming mode, you actually have to use one of their phones. So that is a drawback, but outside of the non-gaming mode, it does a very good job of cutting down on latency with other types of media. Now, as far as the IP rating on these, they come in rated at IPX5. So if you're looking for a pair to use while you're out and about running, or if you're going to use them in the gym, they're going to be fine against sweat and rain and things like that. But this is not a pair that you could submerge into water. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, instead of getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, you're only getting two sets of ear tips, and they actually have what looks like little horns that stick up. And those kind of act as wing tips, so they keep them in your ears better, so you can shake your head and move around, and you don't have to worry about these falling out. Now, as far as the charging cable on these, they do come with a USB-C cable. And speaking of the charging cable, battery life is not so impressive on these, but there are a bunch of different lights and things going on that are pulling back on the battery a little bit. And also, if you do use these in gaming mode with a RedMagic phone, that is also going to affect the battery life. But the battery life as it is, you're going to get around 4.5 hours on the earbuds themselves, with around 20 hours total using the case. And I've said this before, most people do not use their earbuds for more than 4 hours at a time, but for those of you that do, that may be a problem. Now, moving over to looking at the case, this is where you start to really see that gamer look. You can see their logo on the top here. There are three big lights on the front. Now, those are to kind of let you gauge how much battery life is on the case, but they light up and glow this red color. Same thing underneath the lid. You can see these lights that just pulse red. On the back of the case, you can see the USB-C input for charging. But as far as anything else on the case, this is not a Qi wireless charging case. It is, in my opinion, a little bit larger of a case, so it's going to take up a little bit more room in your pocket. But I feel like it's very sturdy, very secure, and I really do like the gamer look that it has. Now, moving over to checking out the earbuds themselves, again, this is a different looking earbud. Everything on here glows, it stands out. These do use touch controls, and sadly, they control everything but the volume. Again, this seems to kind of be a theme with a lot of earbuds lately, so I really wish companies would just jump on board of giving you control over everything. But these, as they are, they give you control to play, pause, skip your tracks forward, go backwards. You can summon your smart assistant to change the volume, or you're gonna have to pull out your phone to change the volume because you don't have those controls on the earbuds. Now, as far as you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And one area where these really stand out is I feel like the microphones do a very good job. Now, again, that's important if you're gonna be using these for gaming, but obviously it's gonna sound really good for phone calls as well. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the RedMagic Cyberpods. I think these do a very good job of picking up my voice. In fact, I think it even picks up bass tones very nicely. But this is what it would sound like if you're going to use them while gaming or while taking a call. And so now here's a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. Let's go ahead and talk about the sound as a gaming pair of earbuds first. If you're going to be using these for gaming, this is where I definitely think they're tuned really nicely. The bass is definitely boomy, so you're able to feel explosions, but there's a lot of focus on the mids and the highs where you can hear dialogue clearly, you can hear footsteps really nicely. And it kind of has a somewhat open feel, which really gives you the illusion that you're more in that environment. So as far as a gaming earbud goes, I think they did a really nice job. But if you're going to be using these for listening to music, this is where I think it has a different sound signature altogether. Now, it is still a boomy sounding earbud, but it sounds really good when it comes to like pop and hip hop and mainstream music. But I noticed if I was listening to metal or rock or anything that was a little more chaotic, it started to get a little congested. I don't know if it's just the warmer sound overall, but it was something about the bass guitar. You know, when it's a constant hit of the string and the bass is just constantly moving along, it pulled the sound in and balled it up in a way where it just really wasn't pleasing with listening to rock and metal. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but it does sound very good with other genres. Now, as far as the mids and the highs, I felt like the mids, again, because it's geared towards gaming, was pushed very forward. So it really does sound like the vocalist is right there in front of you. And I think they did an excellent job with the treble because I had no issues with hearing the clarity in music and the details. They all just stood out really nicely, except for listening to rock and metal. I don't know why it was just a mess when it came to those genres. So if that is your main genres that you listen to, I would stay away from these. But if you mainly listen to pop or hip hop or even just vocal driven genres, they sounded great with those. But outside of that, the only other cons that I have is I wish that the battery life was a little bit better on these. I don't like the fact that there's no volume control, and I wish that the low latency mode would work with other devices that weren't just RedMagic devices. I think, that's not a very popular phone, at least in the US. There's a lot of people that use iPhones and a bunch of different other Android devices that would like to take advantage of this. But my overall opinion of these is for $50, you're getting a pair that definitely looks different, it stands out, and it gives some very good audio performance with certain genres. If you're going to be mainly using these for gaming, I think the audio is done really well. I think for $50, a lot of people are going to be very happy, but I feel like these are niched down to where they're not really for everyone. But guys, that's my video on the brand new RedMagic Cyberpods. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.